it harder to ignore the pain or to deal with it?
I I think it's harder to deal with it. I mean, what I will say to clients is it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Mm.
So if you're here hoping things will get better, buckle up because it
Mm.
truly it's going to get worse before it gets better. And um, I think if you choose not to deal with it, your life is not going to be what your heart desires, right? So it to me it takes so much courage and and a courageous human being
Yeah.
to step in because in some ways it's so much easier just to cover it until things get to where you know it's not functioning anymore.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, to the degree that I can encourage people to step in, it is such a brave choice. And your life will change, but the life of generations to come will also change.
Mhm.
So not an easy choice
Mhm.
ever.
Mhm. I think it's easier to ignore it to a point. And when you get to that point and you continue to ignore it, it's like it's like a snowball rolling down a hill. The farther it gets down the hill, the bigger it's going to get and the more destructive it's going to get. And
And then more debris it carries, right?
oh, right. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And then it's like and when you start and you step into those waters, it feels like there's no possible way. I mean, it can get so messy before it gets better. But I mean, we look at scripture and it's full of messy. It's full of people's lives who had they had debris, they had trauma, they had damage, they had sin, they had issues.
What's your thought? I mean, if
Mhm.
What's my thought on?
yeah, on your question that you
Yeah, I mean, I would concur with both of you that I think there's a point where you get to. I think there's a season of it's easier to just run. It's
Mhm.
easier to stuff. It's easier to push down until you get to that point where it's like you can't push it down anymore and it's about to explode or it's already exploded. Um, and then I think that's the point. I don't know if that's a point of mercy where God's like, it's time. I don't know if that's a point of time on God's timeline for us. Like, I'm going to let you go up to this point. And then
Mhm.
once you get to this point, like this is a come to Jesus moment, for lack of a better term, where it's like
Mhm.
it's time you decide. You're going to go one way completely or the other. And Lynn, I love what you said about it being uh, a brave thing, a courageous thing to do, because it is, having to sit with and hear and meditate on the darkness of humanity and what's been done to us or what's been done through us and or both.
Mhm.
Um, it's a very hard place to be. Um, but we see the stories and we've experienced the healing on the healing measures and it's kind of like asking a mom who's given birth, you know, uh, afterwards, the pain that she's experienced, but then the birthing on the other side. Like, would you do that again? How
Mhm.
bad was it? You kind of you forget that you remember to a point and you forget to a point what it took to birth what you
Mhm.
birthed.
Mhm.
But would you go back and not do it? Like, no, you would go through the pains, the birthing process, the pregnancy process, labor, right? They call it labor. It's labor and delivery. And I think
Mhm.
that's part of what a healing journey is. It's literally being rebirthed to a degree and going
Mhm.
through, you know, a rebirthing, a labor, and a delivery again, um, with Jesus fully engaged and your physician, the great physician, which we're so thankful for.
Mm.
So
That's a beautiful analogy. I mean,
mhm.
and many women have multiple births. So there's something about
It's true.
the amnesia of the mind
Yeah.
that allows you to step in yet again
Yeah.
and have another child.
Yeah.